Hey, hopefully everybody's doing okay. I'm going to answer the 3 questions that I saw on the online QA geometry doc. So I'll make sure I answer those for you so you can go back in and fix any questions that you have. Hopefully you can see the whole video. The first question was involving a cylinder with a radius of 4, height of 6, and they gave you this information about the candle burning off. They gave you in 2 hours the volume was 60, and 4 hours is 120, and 6 hours is 180. Okay, to find a percent, you need part over whole. The part on this one is how much is burnt off, amount or volume burnt off divided by the total volume. That's the whole. Oops, volume. Okay, so first let's figure out the amount of volume burnt off. That's the information in the table provided here. And it says at 2 hours there's 60, at 4 is 120, at 6 it was 180. Now we need 7. They don't give us 7 on the table. So we're going to have to figure out the table value. So if you look at the pattern, it's going up by 60s. 60 here, 60 here. That means if this was 3 here, that would be 90 because it has to go up by 30 each hour, which means at 7 it's got to be 30 more. So 210 is the number not in the table, but that's the number we need. So 210 is at the top. That's because this table is the volume that they're asked for. Okay. Then the total volume, well, they don't give us that either, but they do give us this. They give me volume equals pi r squared, that's the circle, times its height. So basically, when you're doing volumes, you're taking the bottom piece, the area of the circle at the bottom, and you're multiplying it times its height. That's how you do almost all volumes. Any case, they told us to use 3.14 for pi. Our radius, they told us, is 4, and you square it times height, which is 6. So 3.14 times 16 times 6. I'm going to go ahead and use my calculator, and I will compute that for you. 3.14 times 16 times 6. About 301. 301. So 301. Now I'm not sure what the answers were. Let's see if I can see what the answers were that they asked for, your choices. Can't see the whole question. I apologize. Let's see if I can find it here. I'm looking on my computer because the picture wasn't very good. It's okay though. I'll figure it out. That's me making noise. There it is. Okay. It tells you, ask you for percent. So what you need to do is take this number, and it says write it as a percent. So approximate equal 210. I'm doing that in my calculator, by the way. 210 divided by 301 is 69.7%. It says round. I've got this number shows up in my calculator, 0.697. Remember, percent, you move it over twice. It's 69.7%, but it says round it to the nearest percent. So nearest percent is 70%. There's your answer for that one. Question number 2. That was pretty hard because they didn't give you anything on the table. The second question was this. The question says, given the volume is 201 and given this picture where they tell you the radius is 4, find height. Okay, well, volume for a cylinder, and again, you're allowed to use that formula sheet, please do, is pi r square h again. They tell me my volume is 201. My pi is 3.14. Radius, they tell me, is 4 square times h. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what this number is. I'm going to do my algebra now. So in my calculator, I'm doing 3.14 times 4 square, or 16, and I got 201 equals 50.24 h. And now to solve, you're going to divide by 50.24 on both sides. H equals, and I'm going to go ahead and divide, 201 divided by 50.24, and I got 4.0007 in my calculator. Now I'm going to look at the question that they offered here and see if I can find it, how they want you to answer the question. Okay, they want it in the nearest hundredth. So your answer should be hundredths. This is tenths. Second place is hundredths. So 4.00 is my correct response. Now you have to probably put in 4.00, not just 4. So that was the second question that was asked from you guys. The last one was this one. It says write the ratio, which is a fraction. You can either write it as A dot dot B, but they don't want it in that form. What I saw was fractional form. So you want the volume of A over the volume of B. So that's what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the volume. Again, these are both cylinders. So volume equals pi r square h. For A, volume equals pi times your radius of 3 square times the height, which it gives me is 4. That's all up here in the picture. So again, I use my calculator, and I take 3.14 times 3 square, or 9, times height, and I wrote height, it should wrote a 4, times 4. If I only knew how to type in a calculator, I got approximately 113.04. I don't know how they want the answer, but we'll see here in a second. So volume of A is 113.04 divided by, now I need the volume of B. So for B, it's 3.14 times my radius, which they give me is 5, square, times height, 2. Again, using my calculator, if I can type it in correctly, I put 3.14 times 5 square, or 25, times 2, and I got 157. Now, let's see how they want the answer. Okay, they want the answer, and they've got whole numbers there. So volume of A to the volume of B. So 113 divided by 157. Now, they don't have that choice there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 113 divided by 157. I'm going to make that a fraction. Now my calculator is a little different, and it still gives me 113, 157. So let me see if I've got the correct question, make sure I got all my numbers right. Type in my numbers one more time. I'm going to try 13.4 times 9 times 4, 13.04. The only other way I could think of that, why the number is not quite right, is there's another way to look at this. And I'm going to try it, so I'm not really sure why. I mean, it's got to be close to one of those. What you can do is take each one of those fractions and see which ones gives you approximately 0.7197. And just try each one of those choices to see which one is closest. What I think they did is they did this. They went pi 3 squared times 4 over pi 5 squared times 2. Now, the simplest way to do it would have been this way. And because I don't have to put anything in my calculator really, because I can just cancel the pi's. And that leaves me 3 times 3 times, now wait a minute, the 2 and the 4, 2 goes into both of those, and that could become a 2. So it's 3 times 3 times 2 over 5 times 5, which comes out to be 18 over 25. And that's choice A. So that's the correct response. Now, just so you know, if I wasn't sure, I could have taken 18 divided by 25, and I would have gotten, this is 0.72. That's going to be the closest one to that answer if you had done it that way. Okay, remember, try to send me pictures from email or on a text of individual questions, because I'd hate for you to sit there and struggle and have to wait for a while for me to answer your questions. So feel free to ask by texting a pic of it, and I'll respond right away. I know Sebastian has done that, and a few other people have done that, and hopefully it helps a lot. All right, miss you. Bye.